So in the last class, we have learned about what are the purpose, what do you mean by the resources, what are the purpose of the resource management, what do you mean by the resources, what are the characteristics of resource management were studied in the last class. So today we are going to see the classification of resources and also the factors which influences the resources. So the resources are classified into two: human resources and non-human or material resources. The human resources include the personal characteristics and attributes, that is education, occupational status, skills, attitude, personality trait and other personal characteristics, and also resources that are used for the product purposes, which include time, energy, abilities and interest. So these are the few examples of the human resources. Now, non-human or material resources are the material goods such as house, furniture, money, community facilities, which include parks, library, government hospitals, schools, shopping, and recreational facilities. So non-human resources are easily identifiable and they are limited in their availability. The type of resources are classified. This is the main classification of the resources. It is classified into two. One is human resources, another is non-human resources. So that is what we seen in the last slide. Also, this is for the quick understanding uh, of the type of quick understanding of this type. So under human resources, for example, where knowledge, time, energy, abilities, and skill, attitude. Non-human resources include money, material, goods, community facilities. Now, other than this classification, few other classification were also there for the resources. The Liston classified the resources into specific and a general resource. So, according to these resources, or according to this system, the space, time, natural environment, and cultural environment will consider as a general resources, and community opportunities, property, income, um, during a given period, that would be considered as a specific resources. So these are the examples of the two resources. Now next is human, physical and psychic capital resource classification. So the Rice classified this classification according he classified the resources into three: human, physical, and psychic capital. So, according to this system, the components of human capital are technology, capacity, motivation, and time. Physical capital, it includes the frequency and amount of income, as well as purchasing power, elastic income or credit, wealth, and community facility. Psychic capital is important because it regulates the amount and quality of other resources that required in the pursuit of satisfaction by all family members. So that is the classification done by the Rice. Now next is ecological classification of resources. According to this system, the environment is composed into three elements: social, physical, and biological. Social component of the environment include social organization like family, community, and other cultural institutions that embrace customs, habits, and norms. And economic institutions include business, industry, stock market, banks, and political institutions. Um, in different levels of government. Now, the physical component consists of man-made objects such as clothing, furnishings, tools, appliances, and dwellings, less tangible surroundings, example, air, light, sound, temperature, humidity, and space, and natural tangible surroundings such as soil, terrain, and rain. The biological components of the environment are human and non-human. Human, such as physiological, anatomical, behavioral, and the psychological components, and non-human components include animal, insects, microbes, and a virus other than human being. So these are the few classifications of resources. So next is interdisciplinary human, economic, and environmental approach. According to this system, uh, the resources are classified into three large areas, that is human resources, economic resources, and environmental resources. under human resources, the first classification is cognitive resources. Actually, these resources are mental characteristics and it is related to knowledge acquired through practices. For example, the characteristics such as aptitude, intelligence, adaptability. So these are some examples for the cognitive resources. Next is affective resources, the human traits or human characteristics which is related to or pertaining to or resulting from emotions and feelings rather than from thought and reasoning. They are considered as an effective resources. So the human characteristics pertaining to or resulting from the emotions and feelings are considered as an effective resources. Next is psychomotor resources. It is a combination of a muscular activity and a mental process. As a result, the resources will be developed into new traits and new characteristics or the skills of the human being. For example, like psychomotor resources are energy, vitality, smell, sight, communication skill, manners. So these are some example for the psychomotor resources. Next is temporal resources. So in this classification system, the time is considered a human resources and refers not only in temporal resources, the time is considered as a human resources here. So here the duration and the time sequence are related to the effectiveness of time planning for home related work. Now, next classification is economic resources. According to this classification, the resources is again classified into money income, elastic income, and wealth. So the first money income that is defined as a monetary benefit or that is gained derived from labor or capital. Next is elastic income. After elastic income, next is wealth. So it refers to the family's pattern of asset holding, not just what is on hand at the present time. So that is the family asset. Okay, that is wealth. Now next is environmental resource. These environmental resources are again classified into physical and social. The physical environment resource include two types of surroundings like a natural tangible surrounding and a less tangible surrounding. The first type resource, that is a natural tangible surrounding, they are the elements of environment and climate, so that can be perceived by the sense of touch such as soil, rain and minerals. And in non-tangible surroundings, they are the elements of environment and climate that are less tangible but include those that can be measured such as air, light, sound, temperature, humidity. So that's all the various classifications of the resource. Now we'll see the factors affecting the use of resources. So first factor is motivation. Motivation will direct or limit the quantity, quality and a mix of resources that a person is willing to use in goal attainment. So every person were comfort with a certain kind of resources so that they will use that particular resource for attaining the goal. So the motivation will direct or limit the quantity, quality, and that mix of resources. So resources which is used by the person for the goal attainment. So motivation is a result of combined forces, some of which are recognized as resources. Now next is capacity. Capacity means the ability to receive, hold, and absorb information and ideas. So human capacity, it have its own limits for the use of resources. Now next is philosophy. Philosophy is closely associated with a person's standard of living. Standard of living are strongly affect the resource choice. So the choice of our resources will depends on our standard of living. So it is because the standards are the attitudinal reflect people's life philosophy, that they are such a strong force in determining which force will be used in what quantity for attainment of a specific goal. So the living standard that will be considered as a strong force for determining the particular resources, and that will the how much quantity of resources that we will use for our goal attainment. So the philosophy and the standard of living is a directly proportional. Now next is family heritage. Heritage is legacy. Legacy means money or property. Heritage is legacy and tradition that pass down from one generation to another. Status and tradition within a group determine not only who will control the resources, who will make the decision, but also the quantity and quality of group resources that will be devoted to each person. So family heritage is another important factor that affect the use of resources. So that's all for today. Thank you.